Now, on to the exciting updates. A Sudanese economic advisor has just revealed a major new monetary strategy that could drastically change the future of Iraq's economy. Iraq is on the verge of a huge shift in its monetary system, with the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, planning to introduce a digital dinar. This is a groundbreaking move towards digital currency management, and it's going to have a significant impact. The digital dinar will hold the same value as physical cash, but it will be fully electronic, traded exclusively through authorized platforms and digital wallets. This move is incredibly important because it distances Iraq from U.S. control over its monetary policies. It signals a significant step toward financial sovereignty and independence. For Iraqis, this could mean greater control over their currency, and for investors, it could be a game changer. But here's something you might not realize. Sometimes the fate of an entire nation can be influenced by something as simple as a number. That's right. We're talking about exchange rates. How much is your currency worth compared to another currency? It's a seemingly simple number, but it has enormous consequences. Today, we're diving deep into how exchange rates affect the average Iraqi citizen and why they're so important to understand. When we hear about terms like WTO, World Trade Organization, or hydrogen chloride, we might glaze over. They sound technical and unrelated to everyday life. But the truth is, what people in Iraq are most concerned about is something much simpler: the new exchange rate. The value of the dinar is a key issue, and Prime Minister Sudani has been making it clear that improving purchasing power is a top priority. Let's take a moment to break down exactly what the exchange rate is. Simply put, it's the value of one currency in relation to another. For example, if you're an Iraqi citizen, it directly affects how much you can buy when traveling abroad or how much you'll pay when importing goods from other countries. This is a crucial part of Iraq's current economic situation, and with Sudani constantly reinforcing the importance of strengthening purchasing power, it's clear that the exchange rate is going to have a huge effect on everyone. So let's take a deeper dive into purchasing power. This refers to how much you can buy with the money you earn. If the exchange rate improves in favor of the Iraqi dinar, this means you will have more purchasing power. Your money will stretch further, and you'll be able to buy more goods and services with the same amount of money. On the flip side, if the exchange rate falls, your purchasing power diminishes. Essentially, your money won't go as far as it used to, and things will become more expensive. Let's walk through a few examples. Imagine that the exchange rate improves. You go to your local market, and to your surprise, the prices of everyday goods are lower than before. You'll find that you can buy more groceries, pay fewer bills, or even have extra money left over for savings. That's the power of an improved exchange rate. But if the dinar weakens, it's a whole different story. Prices go up, and you may find yourself cutting back on things like essentials because your money just doesn't go as far. Now, you might be wondering, what do terms like WTO and hydrogen chloride have to do with this? At first glance, they might seem unrelated to the daily life of an Iraqi citizen, but in fact, they play a role in shaping the overall economic landscape. The WTO is all about promoting fair trade practices between countries. If Iraq can gain better access to global markets, it could positively impact the value of the dinar. A strong entry into global trade could strengthen the exchange rate and ultimately improve purchasing power. On the other hand, hydrogen chloride, or the hydrocarbon law, deals with how Iraq's oil revenues are distributed. As one of Iraq's most significant sources of income, the management of oil wealth will undoubtedly affect the strength of the dinar. But despite these complex laws and trade agreements, the average citizen often sees the exchange rate as the most important factor when it comes to how their daily life will be affected. That's why Prime Minister Sudani keeps focusing on purchasing power, because it's something everyone can understand and feel. So what exactly is Sudani's goal here? He's pushing for stronger purchasing power across the country, which means ensuring that people can afford essential goods without struggling to make ends meet. The more he talks about purchasing power, the more it becomes clear that currency value is at the heart of Iraq's economic recovery efforts. Sudani's vision is for a stronger, more independent economy that works for the people. As he emphasizes purchasing power, he's also shifting the focus away from less tangible issues like WTO agreements and oil laws, placing emphasis on the practical aspects of day-to-day life. But what can you do about it as an individual? The first step is to stay informed. Understand what's happening with the exchange rate. Pay attention to Sudani's announcements and any changes the government makes regarding economic policies. If the news is good, you can feel hopeful that your purchasing power will improve. If the news is bad, at least you can prepare and adjust your budget accordingly. Another important thing is to engage with your community. Talk to your neighbors about how these changes are affecting everyone. The more you share your experiences, the stronger your collective voice becomes in advocating for better economic policies. It may feel like economic discussions are reserved for experts, but in reality, your opinion matters. Economics isn't just for professionals, it's about your life, your family, and your future. Let's keep this conversation going. Now let's take a brief detour and talk about ACICUDA, the automated system for customs data. ACICUDA is a computerized system designed to help facilitate international trade and streamline the customs process. But here's the catch. ACICUDA needs up-to-date currency data to calculate tariffs accurately. Tariffs are based on the value of goods being imported, which fluctuates with exchange rates. If currency values are outdated or miscalculated, tariffs could be too high or too low, creating problems for businesses and the government alike. This is where the Forex market comes into play. The Forex market determines the value of currencies in real time. When countries import goods, they need to convert their local currency to foreign currencies to make purchases. For example, if Iraq is importing goods from the U.S., it needs to compare the dinar's value to the U.S. dollar, USD. If the Forex data isn't accurate, then ACICUDA might miscalculate tariffs, leading to overcharging or undercharging. What does this mean for Iraq's trade relations? Miscalculating tariffs can lead to a mess. Overcharging could make imports too expensive, which could deter businesses from bringing goods into the country. On the other hand, undercharging could lead to a loss of revenue for the government. This is where the WTO comes in. The WTO promotes fair trade and suggests that countries use the most accurate currency data available. If Iraq can integrate accurate real-time currency rates into systems like ACICUDA, it could promote greater transparency and efficiency in international trade, benefiting the economy as a whole. So what can be done to improve this situation? One solution is to create partnerships with financial institutions that can provide real-time currency data to ACICUDA. These institutions can supply accurate, up-to-date information directly into the system, helping businesses and the government make more informed decisions about imports and tariffs. This could be a more efficient solution than trying to directly link ACICUDA with Forex. Ultimately, the exchange rate isn't just about numbers, it's about how economic policies affect our everyday lives. When Sudani talks about improving purchasing power, he's really talking about improving the lives of everyday Iraqis. As citizens, staying informed and engaged is the best way to stay ahead of these changes. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that matters to you. Together we can stay informed and empowered. Thanks for watching.